BILTCH, oh yeah. Oh, how are you? I know I'm saying hi and there's nobody in here yet, but for those of you that watch the live later, I gotta say hi because I love you. I'm not waiting for people when I can say I love you right away. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. Oh, I got this figured out, I think. We're going to have a good live tonight. So I'm excited. I am so excited. We're going to look at Gypsy Rose. We're going to look at, Claudina Blanchard's autopsy report. And since I used to help with autopsies, I do have a little insight. You know what I'm saying? I do have a little bit of experience with bodies. Unlike Gypsy Rose, I didn't kill anyone. I just helped with autopsies. And it was really fun interning with them. Like, I'm not going to say it was fun, but it was very educational. Like, I learned so much by doing, and I'm so fascinated with, and it was when I was in school, so that's why I was able to intern. And so it was so fascinating to me because that's when I get into the most, the forensics of it all. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The forensics of it all. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm such a weirdo. I'm sorry. But most of you already know that. So whatever. The ones that like me anyway. Oh! Damn, what's my hair doing? Babe! Oh, whatever. I don't even care. It's pissing me off. It's going to be crazy. Hello, DeVesto. Did I say that right? DeVesto? My hair is pissing me off. Chris! Can I have one more? Hi, Alex. How are you? So now that we've got a few people in here, I wanted to first look at this here, which is, hang on, a post that Gypsy posted on her YouTube. Let's just look at it. This bitch. I'm telling you. I can't make it no bigger. I can't. Oh, shoot. Let me see. No, do that one. Thank you so much, Devesto. You know, I didn't think about the fact that I wasn't going to be able to read this stuff because it's so small. Hang on a second. I'm going to do this right here. You know what? Where did I find that post? That was on Reddit, right? Yeah. So, have you guys ever looked at the Reddit, the snark Reddit of Gypsy Rose? It's hilarious. I'm telling you. I love it. Not guessing your birth year. Where's my GRB? Come on. You guys hear it quick? Come on. It's taking forever. Okay. Ew, look. Oh, don't think share this tab inside. I want you guys to see this. Son of a bitch. Oh, damn it. I changed that one. Now I need to see. Damn. Well, I can change it, I think. La, 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 la. Okay, here's this post. I want to go over it with you guys. All right, you see that there? Okay. All right. After recent photos of Aurora were shared without our permission, we made the decision to keep her face private from now on. Yeah, right. Her safety and her space will always come first. And you know what? I believe that it was some kind of like deflection all of a sudden. And it was her that first showed the baby. It was, there's nobody else that showed the baby. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, it says, her safety and her space will always come first, and as her parents, it's our responsibility to protect that. Yeah, you should have thought about that from the very get-go, Gypsy Rose. And speaking of joy, I think she already knows what I got her for Christmas. This little girl is definitely going to be the type who hunts for gifts before she's supposed to. Her curiosity grows every single day, and it's the sweetest thing to watch. Ken Aurora, and these tiny everyday moments, they mean everything to me. You know, if your child is finding the gifts, then you've got them somewhere where she can find them. So put them up. Hello, she's a baby. Jeez. Son. So now we gotta go back over here. You know what I'm saying? All right. Okay. Now, this here is the first page. Hang on. Hurry up, computer. Oh, okay. All right. So here we go. Here's the first page. Come on. Where is it? Here we go. Hi, Amy. How are you, honey? Okay, here's the first page of the autopsy report. And I just wanted to take a look because like I said, used to intern at the coroner's office. So I aided in the autopsies that we did. Like the one county I worked for, we had, he would call me whenever we had an autopsy to perform. And then when I moved to the next county over, it was like literally not even that far away from where we were. It was every single day, like a factory almost. It was crazy, 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 and kind of heartbreaking, in a way. But let's see these real quick. Yeah. Come on. I need to make it bigger. Anyways, prior to her death, Miss Claudine Blanchard had lived with her daughter in a residence in Springfield, Missouri. After their neighbors reported to the Greene County Sheriff's Office that both women were missing, a search warrant was obtained and deputies entered the Blanchard's residence on June 14th, 2015. Miss Claudine Blanchard was found lying lying something in her bed. There was obvious signs of death. No No, oh no, resuscitation efforts would happen because Miss Claudine Blanchard was proposed dead at the scene at 3:13 p.m. on June 14th, 2015. The Greene County Medical Examiner's death investigator called to the scene and reported that Claudine in had incised wounds of the neck and multiple stab wounds to the back and torso. Now, also, she was almost decapitated. So one of them, either Gypsy or Nick, I don't know who, but I believe we do, tried to remove Dee Dee's head. And one thing that I know from doing autopsies, one of my jobs was to remove the skull cap and scalpel out the brain and weigh it. Now, one thing that I learned from the coroner is very hard to remove someone's head. It is very difficult. So she tried, but she didn't get as far as she wanted to, and I guess just left it alone. I don't know. It's pretty sick though. Medical reports dated June 2nd, 2015 indicated that the decedent had a past medical history of asthma, gastrointestinal reflux disease, thyroid disease, diabetes, headache, hyperlipidemia, and hysterectomy and cystectomy. Her prescription medications were not listed in the medical record. It was reported that the medications at the scene were collected by the Greene County Sheriff's Office. Now that just shows you that Dee Dee was ill. She was sick. And there was nothing that she could do to Gypsy to stop her from leaving if she really wanted to go. And she was literally kicked out right before the unaliving happened. She had literally every opportunity under the sun to leave and go get help if she so thought she needed it. You know what I mean? Hey, Jojo. Hi, Susan. Aunt Edna, how are you, girl? Thank you. Lying face down on her bed. Maybe that's what I think so. I think so. Yeah. So let's go on to the next page here. It's a pretty long report, but we're not going to cover all of it. I just wanted to show you in the beginning that it's clearly stating that Dee Dee was very sick. And having the lipedema or the lipedema, however you say it, that's painful, very painful. So I don't know if any of you out there have anything like that, but I feel for you because that's painful, really. The body was received in a body bag that was secured with a tamper something seal, and that was marked with the decedent's identifying information. A medical examiner's identification tag was on the left side, or on the left ankle, I'm sorry. The body was that of a well-developed I don't know what that's a well-developed something white female whose appearance was consistent with the given age of 48 years. The body measured 5 feet 2 inches in length and weighed 255 pounds. Oh my gosh, poor Dee Dee. She was only 5'2". Oh my god, poor girl. I didn't realize that Dee Dee was so small. Fascinating. I mean, and you think about it, 255 pounds on that body height, that's a lot. You know? I mean, oh my god, think about Anne Boleyn. Anne Boleyn's fucking like 5'3" and over 500 pounds. That's nuts. I don't even know how she can walk. I would be in bed all day. I wouldn't move. Big fat bitch. And no offense to anybody. I just body shame her because I have reasons. She's a liar. She's an awful person. I would never say that about anybody. I don't weight shame or nothing like that because I'm a big fat bitch too. Okay. But anyways, behind the top of the left shoulder, there was upper and middle back, 13 stab wounds. 13. Nick admitted to how many? 4, but he said he only admitted to the deep ones, which I don't know what that quite means. But I believe that Gypsy Rose very, very much so helped in this situation. And you can't tell me any differently. And I feel like it can be proven just by going over the crime scene photos, which my live stream yesterday got community guidelines striked. You know why? Because they accidentally showed Dee Dee's bed with all the blood on it and stuff. And then we watched Intervention. So whatever. YouTube's so sensitive. Sorry, I love you, YouTube. Please don't demonetize me. I love you so much. All the chubby ladies that used to do mukbangs and eat on camera and stuff, they're getting canceled and demonetized. So we don't want that over here. Anyway, so it says it's hard to read, so just give me some time. Oriented long each on the skin surface, center of the wound, 8.5 inches below the top of the head, and 4.5 inches to the left of the posterior midline of the body. Sharp upper end and sharp lower end. Wound direction and back to front. Wound track in 3 1/8 inches deep, passes through skin that and muscle, ends on the posterior surface of the upper rib. So stabbing all the way through where it was coming through the ribs, through the muscle and everything. Now imagine if she didn't pass right away, how much pain she had to be feeling and how scared she had to have been. And Gypsy Rose didn't have a fucking remorseful feeling whatsoever. And Nicholas said that he was crying afterwards, and Gypsy Rose told him he needed to stop and that everything was going to be okay. Yeah. I need a lawyer, bitch. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. She full of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? She full of bullshit. Yeah, and Nick told the truth the whole time. He always said 4 times, like it says here, just like the instructional video that she sent him. Yeah. Hi, Elmo, how are you doing, sweetheart? So that's crazy. I mean, all right. I'm sorry that I can't like zoom in. Oh wait, maybe I can. Nope. Sorry, thought I could. I want to zoom in. See. I don't do nothing. What the hell? Okay. And then, okay, so that's still where we were talking about before in the area center of the wounds are 11 1/4 inches below the top of the head and 5/8 inches to the, okay, I already read that, I think. Yeah. And then left side of the upper back, 1 1/4 inches on the skin surface. There was one center of the wounds in 11 and something inches below the top of the head and 4 1/4 inches to the left side of the posterior midline of the body. They sharp left superlateral end and sharp. Gosh, I know. I'm so sorry. Inframedial end, wound direction and back to front, left to right, and downward. Wound track to 5 inches deep through the skin, fat muscle to the chest wall, where it penetrates into the left through the muscles of the third left intercostal space, perforates the upper edge of the lower lobe of the left lung. So he punctured the lung at the oblique, okay, in the upper lobe of the left lung, perforates the posterior wall of the paracandial. I don't know that word. I'm sorry, you guys. But anyways, these is just tracking all of the wounds all over our body, which is something that I used to do. I used to have to take the paper, which looks like this. Here, let me show you guys. We'll go over that here in just a minute. But I used to go around the body with a paper that looked like this. And what I had to do is walk all the way around from the head all the way down the body, looking for lacerations, abrasions, bruising, um, seeing if lividity is setting, if, whatever the case. And it looks like, they didn't mark any like bruising or wounds, but she did have bad bruising on her wrists that almost looked like she was being restrained. What is that from? I don't understand, because they didn't find her restrained. They didn't have, but it looks like there was some kind of struggle, even though in the report here it says there was no struggle at all. So I'm not really sure. But I feel like those wounds on her wrists look like defensive wounds. But that's just me. And it even stated on that little page too that looked like defensive wounds. So I don't know why they didn't put it in this report, but I digress. Okay. Now I would have had to do this same thing, going around the body and marking all of the stab wounds, little or big, whatever they were. I had to mark it down. Everything has to be marked down no matter what. Even if you find, a bug bite on the person, you have to mark it. And then they also do one like this so that, because there was a stab wound here. So they have to mark everything from the bodies on each side, Then they also have this paper where you go over what the head looks like, if there's anything going on there, if it looks like they were strangled or anything, there would be marks here. We'd have to mark that down, but she did have a wound here to the back of her neck where they tried to remove her head. It also shows it right here on the other side. And it looks like it came down this way. And then also towards the back of the neck where they, went from either side. That's crazy. That's wild. Yeah. So anyways, I wanted to also look at what the report says here in the summary. Okay. Summary of autopsy findings. Adult female in an early state of decomposition. So she was past lividity and going into full decomp. Multiple 17 total stab wounds in the back, chest, and neck. 6 wounds penetrate into chest cavities. Injuries of the upper and lower lobes of the left lung. Injuries of the upper and lower lobes of the right lung. Perforating injury of the posterior wall of the left atrium of the heart. So yeah, one of them went through the heart. That's fucked up. Bilateral hemorrhages. 2 of the wounds passed through the right something cavity. I can't see what it is, and penetrate the liver. Oh God, even the liver. They got the liver. Oh gosh. And then 2 stab wounds on the back of the neck at the base of the skull. Visceral pallor due to blood loss. Oh, okay, I see. Multiple incised wounds of the neck. Deep wounds traversely across the back of the neck, 7 1/8 inch in length in the skin surface, penetrates up to 3 inches to end at the spine. Obliquely on the right side of the neck, inferior to the lower jaw, 4 1/4 inches in length on the skin surface. Was produced by at least 2 cutting motions, penetration of 3 1/4 inches to the end of the spine, at the spine. Multiple parallel superficial wounds, right side of the neck. Those are like smaller wounds. That's all that means. That's like I said, you got to go around and mark down everything. uh, obesity, 255 pounds on a 5 foot 2 inch frame. Apparently remote surgical absence of the appendix, gallbladder, uterus, ovaries, and fallopian tubes, enlarged heart. 405 grams. Whoa, dude. Whoa, dude. Man. So she was already dealing with health issues that were probably going to have her unalived. Gypsy says in that one interview, I didn't know if she was going to live to be in her 70s. That's going to be under her control the whole time. Oh, hang on. My mom said something. Okay. Um, yeah, that's what I thought. I had to look up to be sure. But I was thinking, when I was doing autopsies and stuff like that, the coroner weighed the heart. I didn't. I weighed the brain, right? So I couldn't remember quite what the size of a normal heart for an adult woman would be. An adult woman's heart should only be 230 to 280 grams, and hers was 405. That's big. So that was probably gonna take her life before Gypsy could spin around in a circle. I don't know what that means, but you know what I'm saying. So I mean um that that's that's insane. And then she had some fibrosis going on, toxicology, blood screen, negative for alcohol and drugs of abuse. So I mean that's kind of like I don't know, vaguely saying that she didn't have any illegal substances in her. But, like, did she have her regular medications in her, though? I mean, that would hope they'd elaborate on that. Let's see. No. Okay. Uh, so her respiratory system, the larynx and trachea were, uh, were unremarkable. The right and left lungs weighed 235 grams and 185 grams, respectively, and were partially collapsed due to the I forgot how to say that word. The lung. I'm sorry. I'm just not going to read it because so many big words are stressing me out. I mean, I know them, but it's like I can't see them enough to try to remember what the fuck they are. Some of them I've never seen before, but some of these I know from doing this shit with the coroner. But anyways, so I'll tell you exactly what my job was again, walking over the body, making sure that I mark everything down. Then I had to put the drain into the sink. Okay. And one time I forgot to get the fucking hose didn't go into the sink right. And I thought I had it in there. All of a sudden blood went all over the floor. Oh God, it was a biohazard. And I got in trouble and sent home. Yeah. So anyways. Yes, I did. And then I thought we would look at her Reddit or the GRB snark Reddit a little bit together because that's fun. You know what I'm saying? Which one am I sharing here? Not this one. We're sharing, right? No, we got this one, right? Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So Right. What her TikTok looked like a year ago. Are you seeing this here? Yeah, right there. Okay. That's 9.8 million, and look at what she's at now. You're losing some, bitch. Yes, you are. Every day she loses followers, and I can't be happy about it because she does not deserve these platforms whatsoever. Especially after looking at that autopsy report, it just confirms more for me that she aided in doing this crime. She was way more involved than she will ever admit to, because also, like, Fancy had even posted a video about it, and I've been talking about it. The blood drips on the floor in the bedroom at the end of the bed. Why are they there? You know what I'm saying? That's just weird. And Nick even said that he used his left hand when he unalived Dee Dee. So then if he was going to go back and backtrack, go across the end of the bed to do something, I think that one of them was trying to get at the safe and still have the knife in the hand. Maybe. I don't know. But it, I think that she was involved, and I'll never, ever not think that. I'm just going to say GRB is white trash. Her family is white trash. She screams cheap, and she wishes so bad she was a rich celebrity and will post like she is. But all anyone sees is a lying, deceitful schmurderer. She needs a serious reality check. She's a troll-looking nobody. By interesting bullshit here on Reddit. That's a good one. And then I thought I liked this one too, where they said, if you truly and deeply want to protect your minor child, get the fuck off social media. Such a selfish bitch. Also, maybe she should stop neglecting her daughter, which I feel like Gypsy Rose is doing that shit on purpose. I truly believe that. And she isn't a celebrity. She isn't talented. She truly doesn't have anything to offer as far as content at all. It has been proven that her videos with the highest ratings have the baby. Her story has been slowly falling apart since the beginning because the truth train's coming. We're all telling the truth, and we're going to keep telling the truth until Gypsy Rose can't even take it anymore and she spills the beans. I'm telling it's only going to get worse. And look at this is how she looks now with her TikTok. She's got 9.218 now instead of 9.8. So, oh yeah, look how gorgeous. Oh, good. Grifter's gonna grift, and people fall for it. Oh. I was just laughing. Grifty Rose strikes again. It's hilarious to me that she obviously knows how to use Google, shop at Walmart, shop on Amazon and Etsy. She's posting these to get free services and products from people who are dumb enough to fall for it. If people, if companies decide to do anything with Gypsy Rose, nobody wants to buy the product anymore. We don't like that. You know what I mean? So no one wants to buy a fucking product from someone that took their mother's life. Ew, Gypsy. She is actually very, very similar to somebody that's got Down syndrome. The 1Q21.1 microdeletion has similar symptoms to it, is what I'm trying to say.
VisionCon for the second time ever. They actually invited us back, and we're here to see all kinds of
here's
stuff.
VisionCon.
You never know what's going to happen. There may be a small
look at Gypsy Rose out at VisionCon. Yes.
See at VisionCon.
Oh.
There's that guy.
Never did a thing. Right?
Amen. Hello.
Take me to the Batman.
Batman's over here. He's getting his picture taken right now. We just have to rest.
There he is.
There's she. Wait, where's she?
Oh, excuse me. Please, after
Batman
you.
likes
And your
big
lovely
butts.
costumes. Very nice. Very nice. Batman and his ladies. Batman's a bat pimp.
Sorry, man. I landed on my foot first, so it's probably safe.
Right.
Hello. It's a lovely costume.
Thank you.
Very nice. Sweet.
It's hard to believe, you know,
job.
that somebody like Gypsy Rose sitting there in her wheelchair and all that is is like a sexual deviant. This bitch is like fucking hypersexual to the ultimate max. Okay, I can't even imagine how she was in prison with other gals and stuff. I bet you she was fucking. I don't even want to talk about it. Let's not talk about it. Okay, we're not gonna talk about it. We went over that together. Oh yeah. I love this picture of Dee Dee. Isn't that cute? I used to have a big bird like that. She was a cute, pudgy little girl, wasn't she? Poor Gail. Oops. I just wanted to see if there's anything more we could look at here on the GRB snark. We'll move on from that here in a minute, though. I don't know what that's about. Hey, oh, I love her. Let's watch it. She's friends with Becca. Those are very good about like narcissism and stuff.
Yeah. Gypsy Rose Blanchard, the girl whose mother had Munchausen by proxy, and who forced her to stay in a wheelchair and shaved her head and put her through unnecessary surgery after unnecessary surgery until Gypsy convinced her boyfriend, who has level 2 autism, to kill her mother. This case was so compelling that for many, the murder was justified. And when Gypsy was released from prison after 8 years, she was so. But what if I told you Gypsy's mother was never diagnosed with Munchausen by proxy? Not by any doctor,
Nope.
Not in any record,
Nope.
Ever. What if I told you that all those doctor visits was simply a single mother trying to find out what was wrong with her sick child? What if I told you Gypsy did not have 30 unnecessary surgeries? Like she claimed, but only 4. And each of those and developmental issues, the very issues that Gypsy claimed her mother faked. What if I told you that Munchausen by proxy was not the original defense, but rather the third that her attorney tried? What if I told you that Gypsy's boyfriend tried to convince her to run away, but she refused?
Yep.
What if I told you that there is a mountain of evidence that tells a drastically different story than the one we have been sold? It's so damning that it would have put Gypsy behind bars for life. And what if I told you that Gypsy took a plea deal to make sure that evidence never saw the light of day? And what if I told you that evidence has now been released via the Freedom of Information Act? And it doesn't just shift the narrative, it destroys it. Would you still believe that her mother was a monster that deserved to be stabbed 17 times while she slept?
Maybe.
Yes.
Would you be able to have an
Thank
open
you.
mind and take a look at this evidence? And would you be interested in a docuseries that re-examines And if you are interested in going down the rabbit hole of this case with all the new developments, here are some very good resources.
Hey. I thought maybe I could.
Good resources.
All right. Remember what the site was. I gotta look at it again because it is a very good site to look at to
Here are some very good resources.
Gypsy Rose lied about all of it. Oh, damn it. Come on. About it. So let's take a look at that. Oh, come on. I thought I got it right. Did I not? Am I stupid? Maybe. Don't answer that.
And going down the rabbit hole of this case. All the new developments. Here
Oh, there we go. Now you can hear me? Can you hear me now? Let me know in the chat. Can you hear me now? Put one in the chat if you can hear me. I never got to say that before. That's kind of neat. I hope you can hear me now. It says, okay. Yay! Hello, how are ya? I'm sorry about that. Damn, I was reading this and everything. I'm such a dumbass. Basically, it's just explaining that Nick had a very troubled childhood, and it was very much trauma based, and that apparently, allegedly, his father was abusive to his mother while she was pregnant, things like that. But his father says that his mother was using alcohol and drugs during the pregnancy, but that's like they don't know if that's just being said because of being angry because of their separation. So he only knew trauma, right? And if trauma is all you see at home and you see your mother struggling to get by and all this is happening, and then your girlfriend is telling you how she needs to be saved, she's going through all of this craziness with her mom, she needs you to be her hero, but all along, Gypsy was only using Nick. So I'll read this part again, but it says at Nick's appeal, his mother, Stephanie, testified that his father, Bobby, was violent towards her during her pregnancy and continued to be abusive after Nick's birth until Nick was around 2 or 3 years old. At that point, she ended the relationship. Stephanie further alleged that the abuse did not stop after the separation. She accused Bobby of stalking her and on the occasion threatening her with a knife. Her account of Bobby's behavior was supported by her brother, who described Stephanie as hardworking and Bobby as a man who never actually held a job. According to Stephanie, many of her relationships followed Bobby as involved partners who drank heavily and were physically violent towards her. So not only did he witness his own father doing it to her, but random men that she was dating at the same time, not talking shit about her, but I'm just saying, that's not helpful to your son. Your son doesn't want to see you doing that, So when Gypsy kind of started manipulating Nick into being what she wanted him to be and into doing what she wanted him to do, I think she probably used his own trauma against him. You know what I'm saying? To kind of hold herself over him like he was a marionette. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's really sad to know that your whole life has been nothing but trauma. And then you traumatize yourself by going and unaliving your girlfriend's mother, and she didn't even want to be with you. You know what I mean? And then I thought we could go over, I don't know if you want to go over this Stephanie's testimony during Nick's appeal. Let me know if you do. I will if you do. But there's this two of the men of Gypsy Rose, Blanchard. Stupid slutty ass bitch. Sorry, excuse me. Oh my god. So Ryan Scott, Anderson, Ken Erker, there's Dan Glidewell, Richard Keene, I don't remember that. Sebastian A. Oh my god, and these must be Brian Goldman. Oh my lord. Norway, man. Gypsy often claims that she doesn't have much experience in relationships due to her upbringing and because her mother was overprotective. However, we find that to be untrue completely. She claims her relationship with Nicholas Godejohn was her first, but we have good... No, that's not true because you were sleeping with Dan before you... Deep breaths. I can't with this bitch. And then we've got the timelines even of before the murder, which goes over a lot of their texting and things like that. Come on, you soul. I know. All right, well. Okay. Yeah. Let's start here. All crime scene photos used throughout the website, courtesy of the Good Wives Network and Into the Weeds podcast. They are the ones that have created this whole website and are working on it to make it better. So shout out to them because it's an amazing site. Like I said, it's GypsyRoseLiedAllAboutIt.com. In 2017, Dr. Phil asked Gypsy, "Tell me in your own words what happened that night." She answered, "My mother and I had gotten into an argument 2 days before the murder," which is when Dee Dee had said she needed to leave, I believe. And it was about my feeding tube. Like, I no longer need this feeding tube. Can we please have it removed? And she said no. Well, you can't just take it out, Gypsy. On Monday, June 8th, 2015, 2 days before Dee Dee's murder, Gypsy was messaging Nicholas Godejohn, 3:04 p.m. "Darling, I'm going to go to the ER to get my tube changed. I'll be off my phone for a few hours." 9:26 p.m. "Darling, I'm home." 9:27 p.m. It was a 6-hour wait at the ER. So, I mean, these are all the texts that go all the way up to the day of the murder. All, in order, everything like that. So you don't have to look at the little boxes. It's nice, And then even after the murder, see, they were still working on that part, We've given her dental records up over about how and why she had so many cavities, her wisdom teeth being removed. And then it has the text between Gypsy and Aaliyah over here. So, there it was. I could have looked at it on here. And then, the FOIA emails are even on here. Ooh. This better not be an ad. I'll be mad. What file? The file. I don't understand. What file? Oh, right there. All right. This is awesome too because you can download these into your computer, and then if you ever need some reference or whatever, you got it right here. It's a PDF file. I believe that's what we're doing here, but if not, I'm going to be pissed. Because sometimes I click the wrong things. Because I'm a dumbass. Dumas, Cheap viewers on streamboo.com. What does that mean? I don't know. Okay. Sucking on a bottle. Yeah, I know, right? Sucking on that bottle till she was 24. And she wonders why her teeth were rotten out of her head. Especially since she fucking was drinking Pepsi or whatever. Bitch, are you kidding me? Are you stupid? Something's wrong with her. I swear to God. I just can't. I want this to open up, you asshole. All right, here we go. All right. Oh, these are all my pictures I downloaded, you asshole. Computer stuff sometimes makes me cuss a lot, but I love it at the same time. I used to have my A+ certification for a while, but I got to redo it, I think. Because I think you have to every so often. Okay, I should be able to. Okay. All right. This is fun, isn't it? You love watching me download something on my computer. All right. Hello, how are you? I'm going to open up. for me, please? Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Don't do it. You can do it, bitch. You can do it. Open! Wait, open the motherfucker. What? I don't understand. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just trying to get these up. If I can't, I can't. About this stuff, I want to show you. You know, all the things I want you to see. Every time you see.
In Louisiana, it's 80 degrees in October. She has a bath daily and she had pigtails, which her hair is naturally spiky after wearing pigtails.
So
Hardcover on Amazon.
I'm going to do this instead because this isn't working out the way I wanted it to. So I want to. Thank you for being patient with me, you guys. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be all quiet and stalled. I'm just trying to figure this out real quick. Burrito, you know what I'm saying? Okay. And then I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And I'll do this. Come on. You can do it, bitch. You can do it, bitch. Come on, computer. I can't wait. One. I had to write that down. It's not going to work now because it's being. Okay, here we go. I believe in Gypsy Rose is a bitch. Okay, I wanted to watch this one real quick. If I can ever fucking get it to load, dude. Damn. Come on. I know, didn't it look like it had something sticky in it? I thought so too. I was wondering. Come on. What the fuck? Hello? Damn. Okay, here we go. I'm sorry, guys. I thought it was going to work right. What the fuck is going on? Here we are. Can you guys see? No, of course not. Oh my god. The fuck? Oh, okay. You're welcome. Why is it doing this to me? Oh, okay. Oops. Computer fund to help me get a new computer. That'd be. I'm just kidding. Just joking. I'm not trying to grift. No. Why is it? Finally. Uh-huh.
Now that it's cold, she has socks, pants, and long sleeves. And Pink Chihuahua said she went back and looked. And of course, Gypsy deleted this comment. But thankfully, not before she got screenshots of it. And of course, I had to go back
Yay.
and look, but I also leave this comment. Gypsy posted this on November 15th of 2025. This was 3 weeks ago, not 2 months ago.
Right.
This was middle of November, not early October, like she's trying to say. The pink shopping cart cover that she bought on November 15th. See at the bottom how it says 11/15? And that's still considering that it may taken a couple of days for her to actually receive it.
Shout out to us straight out of
And
the context.
see the shop days, and that's not accounting
Gypsy Rose caught Ken red handed
series. It was released March 20th, 2019. So I think back to the amount I knew about this case in 2019. It's nowhere near as much as I know now. I've gotten through the first two, Heidi and Gypsy. If I was Gypsy, I would not be happy with the act either, because the person and the character in the act, Gypsy's a lot smarter than that person. They made this character look very gullible, very sweet, because within that first episode, I found myself feeling bad for Gypsy. But what I should really say is I was feeling bad for the character that they portray in the act. They made Dee Dee to look like an absolute monster so far, even though she's the person that lost her life. Now, the wigs make a lot of appearances.
As many of you guys know, Gypsy's prison. She was read them for yourself. But take a look at, not only has he talked to her once before, he also has her address and has been sending her gifts. Is Gypsy up to her same games that she was while she was locked up? And what does Ken think about this? As many of you guys know, Gypsy spent a lot of time talking to very
Hey, 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 good afternoon, y'all. So this morning, Gypsy posted on her story, may have been yesterday, but I didn't see it till this morning. She posted on her story here and on the gram about how unfortunately somebody leaked pictures of Aurora and that she's sad that people can't respect boundaries and that her and Ken are going to still do everything they can to protect their sweet girl, and that it's disgusting that people are going to do that to her child, and that it's her job to protect her. And again, boundaries, people need to respect them, blah, 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 blah. So I'm never going to post a picture of somebody's kid that they didn't post themselves. But here's where my issue lies. Gypsy, the world doesn't owe you anything. You wanted to be a celebrity. How many celebrities are out there that you see the paparazzi catches pictures of them and their kids and it's plastered all over? That's just what come that world. You wanted that. So if you want to protect Aurora from that, get out of the limelight. Go away. Protect her. Go into hiding. Not necessarily hiding, just go live your life and stop trying to be a celebrity, because that's not what you are. It's not the world that needs to protect your daughter. You need to protect your daughter from the world. But that's the same mentality that you had growing up with your kid, with your mom. The world owed you something because you were disabled or you were pretending to be sick.
Unfortunately, you do have to make a decision. Hey, do I want to have a relationship with this, or
something that I never revealed before to anyone? I made a video for Nick. I made the stabbing motion.
unfortunately, it might come down to an ultimatum where you do have to make a decision. Hey, do I want to have a relationship with this guy? And I
think we've seen any kind of growth like Gypsy Rose says she's gained since she's been in prison. In fact, I think we're just seeing the cycle. Gypsy Rose is showing the same patterns that she did before she murdered her mother. She's addicted to social media. She has about 100 profiles that you can't keep track of. She's shaving her head. I hate to see what's next, since one of her prison lovers said that she's just going to wind up in prison. I think that in the cards for her, but let me know what you think. In my opinion, I don't think we've seen any kind of growth like Gypsy Rose.
And as it pertains to the pictures of the baby, I do have some sound bites that I think are pertinent that go along with this. So let me get those.
I got offended, but then like we had a conversation because she was like, somebody's gonna get it realistically.
This is Gypsy talking about Christy, giving her advice about the baby photos.
Like we had a conversation because she was like, somebody's gonna get it realistically. One day when y'all are out and about, somebody's gonna get a picture of the baby. And I'm like, she's like, well, you should sell it. That way, if somebody's gonna make money off of it, it should be you and not some rando. And I got really offended and a little upset with her over it. And I'm like, absolutely not. There is a huge difference between if somebody takes a picture where I'm not even aware we're at the park. Let's just say we're at the park. Somebody snaps a picture of us walking through the park. I can't control what other people do. That's just the unfortunate reality of it. But I can control what I do, and I make the choice to not exploit my child. So
now there's an argument that can be made here that she's done everything but show the face. And to me, that's exploitive. You know what I mean? She gets a lot of views on those videos that she puts just the emoji over the baby's face. That's just truth. That's just a fact. People are drawn to those photos. Certain kinds of people that aren't good in our society are probably drawn to those photos, even with the emoji over the face. Do you know what I mean? And so a prior video, how she went from I'm not going to show my baby ever on social media. And she has. And now we just have an emoji right over the face, but everything else is shown. Yeah. So that's what she has to say. And just adding to this. We have one more clip about Christy admitting that she was the one that leaked the photos.
No, that's all I'm going to say. I will never talk ill of him. I will never. I won't do it.
Okay. This is Christy saying she'll never talk ill of case studies.
I'm just.
Who was the content creator that she sent, one of the content creators that she sent photos to?
That's all I'm going to say is because you got that class. That's why. Because you have class. Look, I do lower my standards when it comes to other people, but I'm not going to ever talk badly about case.
Yeah, probably because he knows things about you and you don't want him to say stuff.
Because that's just how I feel about it.
Well, if I can cut in on you and say too, there's a lot more to that than people know that you don't owe to anyone.
Right. Exactly.
There's a lot more than he put out than he made it to be.
Yes, ma'am.
That way.
I only read the question because I don't want people to say, "Oh, well, he remote." You know what I mean?
Right. But if y'all are one of his friends, and y'all can tell him I will not say one bad thing about him.
Well,
because I don't.
Well, it's weird. It's weird to be a full-grown adult who literally admitted to making burner phones, making accounts to literally infiltrate you, pretend to be your friend just for content.
Yeah.
He admits it. To me, that's a foul as a human being.
See how they're trying to turn it around? He didn't do anything wrong. He did it, right? She leaked the photos, but yet here they are. Here they are trying to, it's a deflection. It's projection because they can't say anything bad about Christy. They can't.
Like I said before, you could never catch me doing that kind of shit.
Yeah.
This is the only thing I'm going to say about it.
Oh no, but we dox people over here. We do much more than that. We make fun of people. We do drawings about people. We humiliate people. That's what we do over here. Come on, give me a break with these people and this gang of fools over there following Gypsy Rose around and Christy around. That's all I'm going to play of that clip. I don't want any more of this bullshit. It's just bullshit from them. It's constant hypocrites I've ever seen, and I'm not even kidding about that. All right, so that's so much for Babygate. Babygate over, okay? Over. She sent it to multiple content creators. There's multiple sets of baby photos out there and around, okay? That's just the truth. I know that for a fact. Okay.
They mail the murder weapon back to his house in a brown envelope.
Who mails the murder weapon to your home? And I asked her why. Why? And she said, because I thought bus stations had metal detectors.
Once they get to Wisconsin, Gypsy posts a shocking status on Dee Dee's Facebook page.
So Gypsy felt like she didn't want her mom to be there for weeks and weeks and weeks and nobody know what was going on. So she wrote something on Facebook to get somebody's attention. And she wrote what Nick told her to write, and that was "the is dead."
Back in Missouri, Dee Dee's neighbors noticed they haven't seen Dee Dee or Gypsy. And after seeing her Facebook post, they start to worry and call 911.
We found Dee Dee Blanchard deceased of a as such.
They mail the murder weapon.
Left a note to her mother telling her she wanted to be free. She knows how old she really is. She knows she is not dying, and she signed, "I love you, your grown-up daughter." From that point, Gypsy left, went to Dan at the hospital. They went back, finds out that Dan doesn't live in his own house. He's couch surfing at a friend's house.
No way.
Not only that, but he's on Dee Dee to not track her down. Yeah, which she does. Gypsy willingly goes back to Dee Dee. Yeah. Gypsy packed a bag, left.
Did Gypsy miss meeting in the park? Listen to what she tells the police officer just before her interrogation.
But my mom and I go down there probably once every 2-3 years.
Okay.
We save up our money and we usually like to stay 3 weeks in Florida.
Wow.
Just so we don't run. Because there's so much to see that you can't do it all in one day.
Right.
So we usually do half park one day, take a day off, half park the next, and go like that.
You know, play yourself out.
Right.
Otherwise, after 3 days, you're like, oh, I just want to go home.
At the end of the trip, I was pretty tired. And then my poor mom was there at both places, Universal and Disney World, 12 of them. And she had to be taken by ambulance to Celebration Hospital.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
It's not a little hiccup on the road, huh?
First, she lied saying they would save up their money and go down to Disney World for 3 weeks every 2 to 3 years. It wasn't because they saved their money. Then she said that her mom was taken by ambulance at both the Disney World Park and the Universal Studios Park and taken to the Celebration Hospital. Was this picture when Dee Dee was in the ambulance one of those times? Did Gypsy miss meeting the Harry Potter cast because her mom was taken by ambulance in the park?
Rose wants everybody to know that although she brutally murdered her own mother, she has wonderful women in her life, so it makes up for it. It is crazy to me how Gypsy Rose just disregards murdering her own mother as no big deal. I guess she really does not see her for doing the horrible thing she did to her mother. Let me know what you think. Gypsy Rose wants everybody to know that although she brutally murdered her own mother,
Now, you talked a little bit about you had to clean up after your mother's murder. You did that voluntarily, correct?
2 bottles of cleaner. This one's in the hallway, and then this one was over by like the Pepsi and the vacuum. I feel like this one is fabric softener, which I feel she would probably use trying to cover up the smell like she did with the fabric sheet she put on the mattress topper. As far as actually cleaning, there is little splatter everywhere in this house. All down the hall. I think he was probably coming out his arm swinging when he came out, and it's slinging it, just more around the baseboard and droplets on the kitchen floor, which to me, it looks like somebody was standing and like pacing in a circle, probably panicking because they just murdered someone. There was even droplets on the counter. It's crazy. It was all over the kitchen like that. But I mean, I would be frantic and pacing and slinging shit too if I just took someone's life. This one I thought was odd because it's high up on the counter. How did that get there?
Why did you buy the knife at Walmart?
I did not buy it. I stole it.
I apologize. Why did you get the knife? Tell me that.
He asked me to.
And what was your understanding was going to happen to that knife, with that knife?
He was going to use it to kill my mother.
She's like, hold up, get it right, baby. I stole that. I didn't buy that shit. Anyway, this is the knife that she picked out and she stole from Walmart. She says, oh, I didn't think it was going to be that gruesome. What did you think was going to happen with a knife like this? Being stabbed is already like painful as fuck. This is serrated. I can't even imagine. I just think that's pretty delusional to be like, oh, I didn't think it was going to be that gruesome after handing somebody a knife like this. But hey, this is not all alleged. These are pictures from her crime scene. That was her testifying. However, I did add a little sprinkle dinkle of my opinion. But y'all know how we got here.
Now, you talked a little bit about
Rose, did you know the Munchausen by proxy expert that went on your Mommy, Dead, and Dearest documentary and, diagnosed your mama, wrote a book, and he actually talks about you in that book. Rose, your mama big like you claim. That makes you at a higher risk for having factitious disorder. Or he says at the very least, you will convince yourself you're disabled. Now, just so y'all know, this is the same doctor who said Gypsy Rose shows signs of sociopathy. He also said it is worth noting that Dee Dee's demise was immediately followed by a social media announcing falsely having default reported this. Victimization. What is factitious victimization? Well, it's a situation where an individual falsely presents themselves as a factitious disorder would have. Now, this sounds exactly like what Gypsy Rose does when she goes into every interview. Freaking My Time to Stand book is just great. The damn expert on marketing a hate crime to generate sympathy or to blame.
I know, honey.
That's disability or gain benefit.
After this
Tried that
because
shit in her interrogation. Oh, I can't
got
go
some
to
editing
jail,
to
I'm
do.
sick. Even though by that time she claimed she knew she wasn't sick. False accusations of sexual assault to seek revenge and gain attention. This was the same doctor. When you're reading more little tidbits, just let me know. I'm on page 68. Rose, did you know the Munchausen by proxy expert that went on your Mommy, Dead, and Dearest documentary and diagnosed your mama, wrote a book, and he actually totally sick like you claim? That makes you at a higher risk for having factitious disorder.
I'm actually going to end it here, guys, just because that's screwing up so much, and I got a lot of editing because I got a great video coming up, and I'm so excited about it to show you guys. I love you with all my heart. Thank you for coming in and being in my live with me today and hanging out. And I'm trying to make sure that I do things in the live and talk about certain, things that I have discovered or whatever, watch some TikToks, hang out. And I enjoy it so much. So I will be doing this way more often. I really enjoy it. I'm going into my live stream era. You know what I'm saying? Live stream Gypsy Rose content. Yes. I'm not the new Morbid, but maybe. I don't want to be morbid. Anyways, I love you guys. I talk to you later. And Edna, we Stephanie, you got Benny, you got Hey Babe, hey, all of you. Thank you, Jojo. Have a good night, everybody. I love you. Thank you, Amy.